Just imagine it, chatting with a chimpanzee. Imagine talking to a tiger, chatting with a cheetah. What a neat achievement it would be.
7:50 on the Monday edition of Jacksonville's Morning News, and as we wind down the month of July, we wanted to spotlight some of the fun and opportunities that are coming for you over the coming weeks and throughout the month of August at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens with our
Botanical Gardens.
Wanderer and Botanical Gardens. Curtis Dvorak, who is live in studio and freshly shaven. Last time we saw you, you had a Shad Khan mustache that was to die for. What happened?
As I explained, it was not a lifestyle; it was a bit. I give props to everyone who lives the lifestyle of the bearded folks, but for me, it was just for a bit, and I got the bit finished. This is going to be a great joke for the rest of my life.
We'll
right
post
there.
It online.
We'll post that online. There's my passport photo. Forever. I'm going to renew on time this time because then they just send you, another passport, and that'll be it forever. So
I mean, that's like a mugshot.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's so good. Yeah, the lady when she took the picture at CVS, she's like, Do you want to do something different with your eyes and your face? I'm like, no, that's perfect. Can't do anything.
All the comments that must have followed after you left.
Oh, they're like, okay, yeah. No, it was a lot of fun to grow that thing out. But as I was telling Ben on the walk up here, I'm being a lunch meeting or something like that, and I wasn't trimming mine. Like, most gentlemen, with the facial hair, they trim it, and my wife kept saying, well, you can trim it and make it easier. I said, no, I can't trim it because to get them to twist and go out, you have to grow those things out. So if you don't have the pomade in, and by the way, public service announcement, placing pomade directly under your nose is nauseating. I thought, okay, let's just slick it up a little bit, and then I did that, and So anyway, I'm having meetings and trying to, and I know there's food there. Like, I know there's food in my mustache, and I'm trying to have like a serious meeting and stuff, and you're having to use a paper towel after every single. You're like, no, so.
Yeah,
it had to go, and it started to get hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This has got to go."
Well, kudos to you though, because you were seriously committed to that bit.
It was committed. I as I told you guys, my former life as a mascot, like, you commit to the bit, and that's one of my pet peeves when we're coming up on Halloween. We'll go over it again. When you wear a costume on Halloween and you don't commit to the character the entire night, that bothers me. So.
If the character doesn't talk, neither do you.
Right, exactly. So no, it was a lot of fun, but I'm glad it's gone.
And a little bit cooler as well. And we were talking about the heat, and before you came in, I think we might have talked about it last month as well. But are there any additional precautions that the Zoo and Botanical Gardens is taking with the extreme heat that we have right now?
Sure. You can, if you check our social media, we posted a few weeks ago. We started doing a series of them, posting all the ice pops that we hand out in Richmond, and I call them ice pops, but for our carnivores, they're bloodsicles, and so.
Good morning. Enjoy your breakfast.
As I just took a sip of coffee, I'm about to spit that out.
But some of them are juice. We do give. But so they give these ice pops to the animals for enrichment, and so. But no, the animals are they have free reign. They can go inside if they want to. The specialists know what they're doing. They know the signs to look for with any animals that might be distressed. But no, obviously in the African svelte and all that area, built for it, I wore the penguin shirt because this is one of those, we've talked about this. A lot of people will call us right now, you got to get those penguins, into the cold. And we explained to them, these are temperate climate penguins from, South America. They're not the Arctic ones, but their water is always 55 to 60 degrees. So you'll see them swimming a lot these days. But we got, for the humans coming on the $5 days, the next few days, we have the last 3 $5 days of the summer. We have several. I know what everybody's thinking. It's so hot. How can you go out to the zoo? Well, first of all, because it's the Zoo and Botanical Gardens, we have a lot of canopy. As you guys were out there, I always tell people we have canopy everywhere, covered shade everywhere. There's one stretch on the main path that you got to move a little quick. That's by Savannah Blooms because it's right out in the sun. But we also have. Obviously the restaurants, we have 3 different snake houses. I know you don't like snakes, Rich, but you do like AC.
I do like AC.
And
they're safely behind the glass.
The snake houses are safely behind the glass, and there's AC in those buildings. Plus you have, when you make it all the way to tiger viewing, inside tiger viewing with the glass, that has AC. And so there's multiple stops along the way. where you can grab a little break and get out of it. But we also, for the $5 days, thanks to East Coast Sports, which nobody out there driving or listening right now is a customer of theirs, because they do things like NFL games and the PGA Tour, but they are a company based right here that does cooling fans. And so I called them up. I've known them for years, since my days on the Jaguar sidelines, and begging them to make some kind of cool fan in my locker room or in the suit. I called them up and I said, hey, we got these $5 days. We get packed. It gets so crowded. And also check online and check our social to see. The previous 2 days sold out. So we have these next 3. But
and they're all this week?
They're all this week. Yeah, they're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
All right.
29th, 30th, 31st. These are the last 3 $5 days of the summer. And I said, man, we got huge crowds. Is there anything you can do? So they came out and donated a cooling zone and created a cooling zone back by the watering hole there. And it's 4 huge misting fans, we get tents and everything. So shout out to them for doing that, because that has been a game changer for folks walking around. We got signs pointing you to it. Plus, of course, the splash pad. And I tell all adults, you are allowed to go in the splash pad. Please just take your phone out of your pocket and keep your clothes on.
Yeah. Please keep the
But I go in, I've been in like this, in full, like take my shoes off and walk in there with my kids.
Whatever it takes to stay cool.
It's a good time.
Y'all have been doing the tunes and blooms throughout the summer months. You got another one coming up in late August. It's blues, jazz, and southern rock. I mean, that is Jacksonville written all over it.
100%. Pick that theme right for the start of football season, and there'll probably be some Leonard Skinner playing by some of the bands there, no doubt. But yeah, we got 2 of those left. And then the big thing to keep saving the date for is September 12th. And that's because right now a cold beer would sound really good. Even not at this time, not while you're driving. But we got Brew at the Zoo, Conservation on Draft coming back September 12th, and that's the big one. We've been sending posts out for that to help people get save the date and get your tickets for that, because that was a great time last year. Brought it back after a handful of years being gone, and it's back now. So.
Looking forward to that. Brew at the Zoo, beer bites, and wild engagement, tunes and blooms, and a chance to rediscover now Jacksonville Zoo and Botanical Gardens, maybe in the last few weeks of summer break. You even have a summer camp this week, which I think is already sold out, is it not?
Oh yeah, all the summer camps sell out well before the school year even ends back in May and stuff. But the education department, also our zoo teens out there helping with those camps. Again, we've talked about that. You guys know this, and this audience probably has heard it enough, but we're a 501c3, and without those volunteer hours from our zoo teens and our volunteers out there helping with these camps, we wouldn't be able to bring these opportunities to the kids. And something else, as we get back to school here in another few weeks, when you roll up to the zoo and you see all those yellow school buses out front, and if they say Duval County on them, you should know all of those students are getting in free. And that is something we do, as a give back to the community. And so it's something that you do as donors to help support that. We give that opportunity to Duval County school kids so that they can be inspired and get into conservation and seeing animals.
Is the adult zoo camp sold out as well? Because that's just one day in August.
I don't know about that. I would check online for that, because I want to say we just brought that in recently in this past year, and it's a huge hit.
So 3 to 9 p.m. on August 8th, an adult zoo camp featuring nocturnal wildlife.
You should plan to be there. See if you can get a spot.
9 o'clock is way past my bedtime.
Come on, you can take the next day off. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
But it's pretty.
Sleep in a little bit.
I will say it is really cool. As you guys were there super early in the morning, it is really neat walking through the zoo at night. Some things a little spooky and stuff, but you hear some noises and you hear. It's pretty cool, and you can't see as much and stuff. So
unique experience.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
JacksonvilleZoo.org. You can grab your tickets, get your membership, make a donation for the upcoming opening of the brand new manatee opening, and make a splash for manatees.
That is. I'm coming up on 2 years with the zoo, and I remember they hadn't even broken ground, and now we're 6 months, a few months away from it being finished, and probably 5 months away from walking through it.
Find out a lot more at JacksonvilleZoo.org. Our wildlife wanderer, Curtis Dvorak, freshly shaven and back with us again. We'll see you again soon. Thanks. 7:59 on Jacksonville's Morning News.